Hey guys, back with another video on You're Not Alone. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps me to get on the algorithm. But in this video, we're going to be talking about how semen retention gives you a high rank in the spiritual realm. So just to let you guys know, spiritual warfare is a real thing for those of you guys that don't know. And once you hop on semen retention and you start raising your vibration, the more you do that, the more of a light you become in this dark world. You got to realize in spiritual warfare, it's a battle between good and evil. And there's light workers, and then there's like Satan's minions, and you guys have seen it, the narcissists, the sociopaths, like all those different types of people. And when you're moving around with this light within you, you will get attacked. But don't just think about the attacks that's happening to you. Don't just think about the people that's hating on you and all the bad things are happening. How I kind of like see my life right now is, although these bad things are happening to me, sometimes I talk to people and just that one conversation lights them up. You get me? Sometimes like I point things out that probably they've never had the experience. Like they don't really have people telling them that. Like I tell people, hey, you're really funny because you da. Hey, you're really talented in this. You should pursue it. And off of that one conversation, they get that positive energy to go pursue or just get positive energy and they feel better about themselves. You being on semen retention and you being a high vibrational person, that's what you do for people. And you don't realize it. Just by you being yourself, you make other people feel good. And that's your job as a light worker. You are raising the vibrations of the world. And that's why I do these videos as well. Because each video I drop is probably bringing more awareness. It's probably giving guys, girls more knowledge to raise their vibration. And when you're raising your vibration, you just feel like a great person. So semen retention, of all the high vibrational activities that you can do, semen retention is one of those top ones. And think about this. So when you're doing that and you're on it for a consistent time, the universe, you've seen these other videos where they say the universe will work in your favor. That is a real thing. I've seen things happen in real time for me, and I'm seeing things happen behind the scenes to set me up in a way where my life just gets better and better and better. But then after like I relapse and I lose that high rank, my life just starts going to shit. So there's be some days where I'd be like scared to... There'd be days where like in the past where I would relapse and I'll be scared to leave my house because I don't know what can happen. There was a time when I relapsed and almost got into a car accident that same day. There was like a bunch of other bad events that was happening. But staying on semen retention, because you're raising that light, it just puts you on these rank where these angels are on your side. If you guys don't believe me, if you are on a streak right now, pay attention to what happens like in your life. Whether it's bad or good, you see it's ultimately setting you up for greatness or for more good to happen in your life. And I will give you guys a personal story. So I'm on semen retention. I forgot the number of days. It couldn't even be more than a month. I want to say probably like 18 to 20 days. And at this point in my life, I had had enough of a lot of people's BS. A lot of people were screwing me over, doing me bad. And I kept telling myself, I don't want to be a guy that's just allowing these bad things to happen. I was kind of like psyching myself out to hit a villain era. And I'm like, if anyone screws me over, I'm going to get my get back, Regardless of that, there's this girl who's been my friend for a very long time. We've been friends for like 4 or 5 years. And she got into a relationship. It's all good. I don't like her at all. But I'm still trying to maintain a friendship with her. You get me? And I'm starting to realize that like how I think it's super pure. I just think like, hey, I just want to be friends. I want to keep my friends around. I want to do good by them. And I guess when she got in a relationship with this guy, I guess the guy like just had in his mind that we were going to stop hanging out, which would have been fine if this was communicated to me. But this girl is still hitting me up. We're like still maintaining a friendship. And I'm like, all right, cool. But then I started to notice, and bro, I'm telling you, when you're on semen retention, your discernment is at an all-time high. So if you guys are on a streak, trust your intuition. It's not lying to you. So my intuition was just telling me that she was trying to use me to make her boyfriend jealous at times. You get me? Like there would be times when we would be on the phone talking and she will be driving and then she will get home and then she wouldn't tell me she got home. She would just stay like in the driveway. We would like stay on the phone or whatnot. And then I guess her boyfriend will come out and then be like, yo, why are you still out here? He's like, well, I'm talking to Travis. I'm like, that's weird. You get me? But that was just a feeling I was having. But fast forward to like a couple weeks ago, she wanted me to... I don't want to get the story butchered for you guys. I want to make sure everything's on point. So it wasn't even a couple weeks ago. I was 18, 20 days into the streak. So this probably happened November. timelines can be mixed up. Happened a while back, but November. But point is, pretty much, I was trying to sell a phone, and she said that she wanted to buy the phone. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I sold her the phone. That was that. The boyfriend paid for it. And then something happened where it wasn't activating. So I'm like, oh shit. How I'm thinking is like, I sold her that phone. I want to make sure that the phone is all right. You get me? So I hit her up. I'm like, she's like, I think you got to take the phone to T-Mobile. So I told her like, hey, look, I just got out of work right now. Do you want me to pick you up? We could both go down to T-Mobile. She was all like, all right, let's do it. I pick her up. We go down to T-Mobile, solve the whole phone issue. Everything was straight. Got back in the car, heading back to her crib. I hear her boyfriend call her, and he's all like, what are you doing? And I think he had FaceTimed her. No, he called her, and then she's like, hey, like, what are you doing? Where you at? And she didn't want to answer. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, answer him. Like, what are you doing? You're going to make him, like be mad or something. And then I guess she hung up the phone, and he tries FaceTiming her to see where she's at. She didn't answer that call. So at this point, this guy is angry. This guy's like messaging her. And I guess like in the text message, she told him like, oh, I'm with Travis right now. And I don't even think she put like what we were doing. You get me? And I had just went to a party with these guys. So like a couple days back. So we had exchanged contact information. And he ends up calling me, and I pick up the phone, and I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, bro, how can you do this? I thought we were cool. Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? And I've been cheated on, so I know how this feels. So I'm trying to like reassure him. You get me? I'm telling him I know how it is. He's telling me like, yo, like pull over wherever you're at. I have her location. I'll meet you guys there. And I'm telling him like, I got you, bro. I got you. And then I get off the phone, and I'm telling her like, yo, why didn't you just like let him know? Like, well, she's all like, well, I'm not a cheater, and he has to know that. He has to trust me. But I'm like, if you're in a relationship, isn't it your job to make him feel secure? Isn't it your job to make sure he's not going crazy? So in my head, I'm like, oh, she's a manipulator, and she kind of gets off on seeing him get out of character. And you notice a lot of people do that. Like, especially when you're on semen retention and you're just a calm and collective person, people want to push your buttons just to see if they can get that anger out of you. But I'm like, bro, I don't want any part of this. So he pulled over, he comes, he's very like apologetic. For somehow she manipulated him for him apologizing. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. So in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm done. I'm out of here. I left, and in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, that was super like fucked up. I want to get my get back. Something like that. But it was just my mind. Like I was just thinking that in the moment. But as always, I convinced myself to not take any action, but I really wanted to. Like, I wanted to do, I don't know what I was going to do, but I'm just here thinking that you're using me as a pawn in your little manipulation tactics. You get me? But it is what it is. And I told myself I'm not going to do anything. So at this point, I haven't heard from her like in a week and a half. I even told myself I was going to distance myself from her. She had called me at one time. I didn't really pick up the phone. And I guess she took it as like, oh, he's distancing himself over the thing that had happened. So she called me like 3 days after that. I finally picked up the phone, and we talked about it. And I was pretty much trying to get her to like apologize for it. But she said I apologize on my boyfriend's behalf. I'm like, fuck it. Progress, I guess. But this is how I know this is kind of like a long spiel, but this is how I knew I had a high rank in the spiritual realm. So after like we spoke about the whole boyfriend situation, I told her, how do you like the phone? And then she told me the phone got stolen. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She said after that day with that whole situation with the boyfriend and I left, an hour later, her phone got stolen by somebody. And I was thinking to myself like, whoa, that karma hit her fast. And then I started thinking about all my previous things that has happened to me. Every time I've been on semen retention and someone has done something to me, their life just goes to fucking shambles. And I cannot make this up. The first time I noticed this, after this had happened, I started thinking about the previous times. But the first time I hopped on semen retention was because I got cheated on. And hopped on like a long streak. Long streaks for me around that time was like 2 weeks to like a month. My ex lost her place that she was living at, had to move back in with her mom, and her life just started going downhill. I had a 9 to 5 where they really screwed me over, and the people that screwed me over in that company when I left and I was on semen retention, they lost the positions that they had to move to store, someone got demoted. So I'm letting you guys know this is a real thing. And fast forward to the girl, it's like this happened over a phone situation, and that got rectified immediately by her phone getting stolen. So it's all these little weird things I'm noticing, but that's just to let you guys know that the longer you stay on semen retention, the more your rank goes up in the spiritual realm. And my advice to you guys is don't take revenge. Don't try to get your get back. God, those angels are going to handle it. And now I have solace in that fact. Of course, I don't want to see people get hurt. Of course, I don't want to see people go through any bad times. That's not what That's not what I'm about. When I see someone actually go through something or someone does something to me, I pray for them. But hey, if you guys are the type of people that likes taking revenge and you guys are on semen retention and all these different things, just know the situation will be handled. And if you guys don't believe me, if you guys are on a semen retention streak and someone does something bad to you, keep tabs on that person. Keep tabs on that person. Always know this too. People are going through things that they don't show on a surface level. So just because someone's moving, smiling and whatnot, if they do something bad to you, just know something behind the scenes is happening to them. You get me? But yeah, guys, like I said, when you hop on semen retention, you get your rank in the spiritual realm goes up. But if you guys did find any value in this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.